We all think that our life is controlled by our decisions, but have you ever wondered who actually makes the real decisions? Sometimes happiness pulls us up, sometimes sorrow breaks us down, sometimes anger leads us to the wrong path, and sometimes fear even saves us. In reality, our whole life runs from an invisible control room where all our emotions, one by one, guide us. Today's film Inside Out shows us how our happiness, sadness, fear, and anger together create our whole personality. So let's go into that world, where our brain is not just a brain, but a whole universe, and where every emotion tells a story. In the beginning of the movie, we see a little girl named Riley. After her birth, the very first emotion that appears is joy, whose job is to always keep Riley happy. But just 33 seconds after joy arrives, sadness also appears in Riley's mind. Even if joy wants to, she is not able to keep Riley fully happy because of sadness. Then slowly, the rest of the emotions, fear, anger, and disgust, also start appearing in Riley's mind. All the emotions live in Riley's mind in a place called headquarters. From there, together, they control Riley's life and her emotions. Every emotion has its own different job, like joy always keeps Riley happy. Fear saves Riley from trouble. Anger keeps her away from people who want to take advantage of her. Disgust protects her from selfish people. But sadness feels that she is not needed at all because she only makes Riley sad. That's why all the other emotions used to keep her away from the control panel. Riley's everyday memories were stored in shining glass balls. Joy would carefully send them into long-term memory so that whenever Riley felt sad, she could look at those memories and feel better. Riley's good memories together created floating islands in her mind. These islands were made from the best moments of Riley's life, like Friendship Island, which was formed when Riley used to play with her friends. Every good memory powered an island, and those islands made Riley's personality stronger. After this, we see Riley moving with her parents from Minnesota to San Francisco because her father had started a new business there. But Riley does not like this new city. She misses Minnesota a lot and is not happy at all. At that time, all the emotions in headquarters try to somehow make Riley happy. To make Riley happy, Joy gives an idea. She says, "Why not clean the new house while playing hockey?" Then, Riley starts cleaning the house with her parents while playing hockey. During this time, she has a lot of fun, and this moment becomes one of the epic memories of her life. Then Joy immediately sends this memory into long-term memory. After a while, Riley's father gets a call from the office and he leaves. Now Riley stays at home alone with her mother. Then Joy thinks that before Riley becomes sad, it's important to make her happy. So she gives her the idea to go to a nearby pizza shop. Then Riley goes with her mom to eat pizza, and this also becomes a new happy memory for her. Until now, everything was going fine and Joy was somehow able to keep Riley happy. But during this time, sadness accidentally touches a happy memory orb. That happy memory orb changes its color and turns into a sad memory orb. This directly affects Riley and she suddenly becomes sad. Seeing this, Joy gets angry and says to her, "Stay away from the happy memories, please." Because once sadness touches a memory, it permanently turns into a sad memory. Later that night, when Riley is sleeping in her room, her mom comes to say goodnight. She thanks Riley for behaving well today and for supporting her parents. Then after a while, Riley has a scary dream. Joy notices this and immediately puts one of Riley's epic memories into her dream. This makes Riley's dream good. Joy promises herself that she will always keep Riley happy. The next morning, when Riley wakes up, she is very excited because today is her first school day in San Francisco. She quickly gets ready and goes to school. In headquarters, Joy is also very happy because she wants Riley's first school day to become a happy memory. But Joy is afraid that even today, sadness might touch a memory and turn it into a sad one. So Joy draws a circle on the ground and tells sadness to stay inside that circle all day and not to come out at all. Then, as soon as Riley sits in her new class, the teacher tells all the kids, everyone will come one by one and introduce themselves. When Riley's turn comes, she slowly stands up and starts telling where she came from, how much she loves playing hockey, and how much she misses Minnesota. During this, sadness secretly touches the control panel. As soon as sadness touches it, tears come into Riley's eyes. The whole class starts looking at her, and Riley feels embarrassed. Joy panics and tries to control the panel again, but by then it was too late. That moment had already become an epic memory ballad. It was a sad memory. Now a big mess happens in headquarters because Riley's 5 personality islands, Family Island, Friendship Island, Hockey Island, Fun Island, and Honesty Island, were all powered by those epic memories. But as soon as that first epic memory turned into a sad one, the system started malfunctioning. Joy panics and tries to stop that memory ball. She says angrily to Sadness, "All this is happening because of you." Both of them start pulling and pushing, and suddenly those memory balls get sucked into a suction tube. Joy and Sadness are also pulled along with the balls and thrown out of headquarters. Now inside headquarters, only anger, fear, and disgust are left. The three of them try to control Riley, but they don't have much wisdom. One says she should shout. The other says no, she should show fear. The third says no, she should feel disgust. Because of them, Riley's behavior becomes each stranger. Her parents also start noticing that something is wrong. Then we see that as soon as Joy and Sadness fall out of the suction tube, they arrive in a very strange and colorful place, where all around, thousands and thousands of glass-like tubes are kept, and inside them are Riley's memories. Every tube shines with different colored balls. These were all the small and big memories of Riley's entire life. Joy immediately understands that this is long-term memory land, and she says, "If we have to fix Riley, we must take these epic memories back to headquarters." But the problem was that long-term memory was enormous, and finding a way there was not easy. Meanwhile, in headquarters, without Joy and Sadness, everything had already gone wrong. Anger, fear, and disgust were now controlling Riley together. Sometimes she suddenly got angry, sometimes she became scared without reason, and sometimes she started getting irritated with everything. Her mom and dad were shocked. Why was their sweet Riley looking so changed? And then, at the dinner table, things became even worse. When her dad sweetly asked her, "Riley, how was school today?" Riley angrily replied, "It was fine." Then her mom tried to explain to her, "Sweetie, we know this new city is hard, but you..." Before she could finish, Riley shouted, "Leave me alone." Her dad looked at her angrily, and at that moment in headquarters, anger became happy and said, "Yes, now this is the right way." Meanwhile, in long-term memory land, Joy and Sadness meet a strange character whose name is Bing Bong. Bing Bong was actually Riley's childhood imaginary friend. His body was pink, his clothes looked like a clown's, and his tail was like a cat's. He was very funny and adorable. Bing Bong used to play a lot with Riley in her childhood, and together they dreamed of sitting in his rocket cart and going to the moon. But now Riley had grown up, and she had almost forgotten Bing Bong. Still, Bing Bong was happy that he could help Joy and Sadness. He was ready to show them the way, so that both of them could return to headquarters. Inside Riley's mind, those 5 big personality islands were the strongest support for her identity and happiness. But as soon as Joy and Sadness disappeared from headquarters, those islands slowly began to shake. After the angry fight at the dinner table, cracks appeared in Family Island. Now Riley could no longer feel connected with her mom and dad. Then one day, at her new school, Riley calls her old friend Megan. But Megan is now busy with her new friends. Hearing this breaks Riley's heart, and Friendship Island also begins to shake and then collapses. Then when Riley goes for hockey practice in the new city, she cannot play properly. Her confidence drops, and because of this, Hockey Island also falls apart. One by one, the islands start collapsing, and Riley's inner world keeps becoming emptier. That's why now her mind becomes even more restless and sad. Joy, from long-term memory, is able to see all this happening from far away. As the islands collapse, she also becomes scared and says, "If all the islands break, then Riley will have no reason left to live." Then Sadness stays quiet for a while and then says, maybe Riley should be allowed to feel that she is sad. Sometimes sadness is also necessary. But Joy gets angry at her and says, "No, if Riley becomes sad, then everything will be over. I want to keep her happy always." But deep inside, Joy was also afraid. For the first time, she was feeling that maybe Sadness was right. Then Bing Bong shows them his rocket cart, which was powered by candy and laughter. He says, "With this rocket, we can reach headquarters." Then the three of them sit and try to fly it, but every time the rocket goes only a little far and falls down. Seeing this, Joy becomes upset and says, "This is useless. We will never reach." But Bing Bong tells her, "Let's just try one more time. We will definitely succeed." Then we see that Riley's family, friendship, and Hockey Islands had already collapsed. And inside, Riley was feeling very lonely and lost. In headquarters, only anger, fear, and disgust were left. Then the three of them together make a dangerous plan. Anger says, "If Riley is not happy, then why don't we run back to Minnesota, where our old house was, our hockey team was, and our friends were?" Fear and disgust hesitate at first, but finally they also agree. Then we see that when Riley returns home from school, she lies to her mom and dad, saying that she is tired. But deep inside, she had already decided that tomorrow morning she would quietly catch the bus and return to her old home. On the other side, we see Joy and Sadness still with Bing Bong, trying to find the way back to headquarters. Then they reach the Dream Production Studio, where Riley's dreams were created. Joy gets an idea. If we send a message into Riley's mind through her dreams, maybe she will stop. Then they try to change the dream scene and show it to Riley, but it backfires. A giant clown suddenly appears there. This scares Riley, and she wakes up suddenly. Their plan completely fails. Then we see that Riley now needs money to go to Minnesota, and so she steals money from her mother's purse. Because of this, her Honesty Island also collapses. And even after many attempts, Joy cannot reach headquarters, and she falls into the pit of Memory Dump, a place where old memories are erased forever. To save Joy, Bing Bong also jumps into it. That place was very dark, scary, and endless. Going there, Joy loses her courage. But then Bing Bong brings his rocket card and says, "Come on, let's try one more time." Joy and Bing Bong push the rocket together, but every time it only goes up a little and then falls down. Finally, Bing Bong understands and says, "This rocket cannot fly as long as I remain the burden in it." Then, smiling one last time, he says to Joy, "Make Riley laugh for me and take care of her." Saying this, Bing Bong jumps out of the rocket. The cart becomes lighter and Joy goes upward. Because Bing Bong remained in the memory dump, he was erased forever, but his sacrifice saved Joy. Then we see that the next morning, Riley leaves home without telling anyone. She directly reaches the bus station and sits in the bus going to Minnesota. But as soon as the bus starts moving, inside headquarters everything starts going wrong. Joy and Sadness had still not reached the control room, so in Riley's mind, no happy or sad memories were activating. On her face, there were no expressions, nor was there any shine in her eyes. She had become completely numb and empty. Then we see that finally, after many struggles, Joy and Sadness somehow reach headquarters. But after reaching there, Joy keeps trying again and again, and then she realizes that she cannot save Riley alone. She understands that if life only had happiness, then a person forgets its value. We would never even realize how precious happiness is. Only when sadness comes do we understand the real worth of happiness. Then Sadness steps forward and touches the control panel. Immediately in Riley's mind, those memories start playing in which she had lost her friends and cried after losing a hockey match. But in those very sad moments, her mom and dad had always been with her. This reminds Riley that she is not alone, and that her parents care for her so much. Then, just as the bus is reaching the highway, Riley's heart starts beating fast. She suddenly stands up and says to the driver, "I want to get down here." The driver, surprised, stops the bus. Then Riley runs back home, standing in front of her parents. She bursts into tears and says, "I miss Minnesota so much. I miss my friends. I feel so lonely." Her mom and dad immediately hug her tightly. Her dad says, "We also miss Minnesota a lot, sweetheart. But together we will build a home here in this new city too. And we will definitely go back to Minnesota as well." At that moment, for the first time, Joy and Sadness together created a memory. It was a blue-gold mixed memory in which there was sadness, but along with it, love and comfort too. Then we see that slowly, new islands start forming: Family Island, Trust Island, and Friendship Island. And Riley had now become stronger, because now in her life, not only happiness, but sadness also had an equal place. Life is not made only of happiness, nor only of sorrow. Our true existence is created from the union of both. Because when we cry, it is then that we realize how much someone has loved us. And when we laugh, even in that somewhere, the strength gained from past sorrows is hidden. Riley's story teaches us that sadness should not be suppressed, but accepted. Because sadness is the door that opens to love, compassion, and true happiness. So next time when you feel sad, don't try to suppress it. Because sadness teaches us, gives us courage, makes us understand the pain of others, and shows us the real value of happiness. That is, sadness is what makes us strong and fills us with humanity.